Hey coaches, what's going on? It is Coach Tim here with another video, guys, and I have a really good one for you today. Guys, I'm going to actually do a coaching style test, guys, to help you discover what type of coach you are and, what type of coach you want to be, guys, moving forward, whether you're coaching youth football, middle school football, and high school football. All right, guys, so this is going to be a good video, guys, and before we get into it, guys, do me a solid. Like and subscribe to my channel, guys, if you haven't already. And if you have subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all of the new videos that I post. And as my gift to you, you can download my free Beast Formation playbook. That playbook has averaged me over 35 points per game and even putting up 72 points in our championship game. So definitely make sure you get that playbook. It's free to you. All right, guys, so let's get into this video, guys. So disclaimer real quick. When I do this, guys, I'm going to kind of be hovering between what I would do as a youth football coach and also what I would do as a high school football coach. So it's going to be a little, difference in my philosophy a little bit. It's also I'm gonna pull some heartstrings of what I would prefer as well. So guys, let's get into this video. So guys, first things first, guys, when it comes down to, the type of quarterback I prefer, either on the youth football level or high school level, it don't matter. I'm going to always look for this dual threat quarterback, guys. I've always had my most success with a dual threat quarterback. And the reasons are simple. When you got a good dual threat quarterback who can throw and run, it just puts pressure on defenses to execute and to tackle in space. When you're dealing with a traditional quarterback, and I know that's not always the case because a traditional quarterback, they have their own skill set of how they execute and dominate games. But what I love about a dual threat quarterback is that, they can really create plays when there's no play. And I love dual threat quarterbacks for that purpose. They are great playmakers, and they can not only use their arm, but they can use their legs. So, for me, whether I'm coaching youth football or high school football, I'm going to be looking for a kid that's a dual threat quarterback. If I do have a traditional quarterback, don't get me wrong, I will use him all day. But dual threat quarterback is what I would prefer. All right, number two, guys, do I prefer huddle versus no huddle when it comes down to my offense, guys? I have always done huddle up until this year. Me personally, I lean towards huddle right now, guys, but what I'm discovering, especially with my coaching style, I'm beginning to lean more towards no huddle because, again, my style as an offensive minded coach is that I want to always put pressure on defenses and I want to make defenses very uncomfortable when they're going against us. So the faster we are able to play, the better. And so, I will be going no huddle the more and more I coach. All right, guys. All right, number three, guys. This is a good one, guys. Am I more of a running team? Do I prefer more of a running team, or do I prefer more of running opposed to passing? Guys, I am tried and true when it comes down to running, guys. All right. I know that you got the air raid out there, you got the spread out there, and passing is has really taken over the NFL. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I am a believer in running. I believe if you got a really strong running game, it opens you up for a great passing game as well. If you're just depending on the pass game, you can sometimes become one-dimensional. And I know it's the same way around if you're just running the ball. You can become very one-dimensional. But I will always go with running over passing. And I believe running the ball effective will set you up for a great passing game. All right. All right, so four, guys, and this kind of piggybacks off of three. Do I prefer more of a having a passing team versus a speed team, guys? Again, guys, I'm the kind of guy that I love a power team that will mow you down, guys. You know, the traditional, Nebraska teams, guys. You know, even the Alabama team, especially the first about 5, 6 years when Nick Saban came to Alabama, there was more, we running it down your throat and there's nothing you can do about it. And there's a lot of benefits to having a a power-oriented team is that you're really able to control the clock, control the game, dictate the speed of the game. And that's one reason why I love having a great running game and also a great power game. I can really dictate how fast I want the pace of the game to go. Another thing, guys, when I play games, I like to have our games go fast, guys. I'm trying to score, control the clock, score, control the clock. I want us to dictate everything on offense, guys. And I know that, the other team got to get the ball, but, my goal, and we're going to get to defense in a minute, but my goal on defense is to get these kids get the opposing team's offense off the field as fast as possible so we can do what we do best, which is run good power football and control the clock. So that's always my goal, guys. All right, now this is going to sound kind of contradictory to what I just said, guys, but would I prefer a power running back over a speed running back? I actually would prefer a speed running back over a power running back. And here's why. If I have a power team that's great at blocking, let's say I got a great fullback, great tight ends, great offensive linemen who are powerful and strong and able to really block well, block in space. I want to have a speed back who's able to actually, when them holes open up, they're able to hit that hole and explode through the hole and do what they need to do as a running back and not get caught, right? So, I love for my running backs to be speed demons. I love for my dual threat quarterback to be a speed demon, guys, and it's crazy because I love power running backs, guys. I was a tight end in high school, and I also was an outside linebacker. And I've always had major respect for, running up against those power running backs. But I'm telling you, those speed running backs would give me hell, guys. They was hard to tackle in space. They were quick. They was elusive. It was hard for me to get my hands on them or get a solid hit on these guys. A lot of the speed guys, that I went against, they were short, low to the ground, so when you hit them, you really got to wrap up, speed running backs always gave me more hell than, your power runner. So I would definitely prefer speed over power in the running back category. All right, guys, let's go to defense a little bit. What would I prefer in terms of, my front, my even front or odd front, 4-3 defense or a 3-4 defense, guys? I'm going to always go with an even front, at least. Throughout my coaching career, I always went with an even front, and it's always been very successful for me. I've ran 4-4 defenses for a lot of my coaching career. I ran some 4-3, always had success with that. Now, I will say this, guys, is that if I have the right personnel and I have a great front three and I have some athletes, especially on the high school level, I will go with that odd front. This year, on the youth football level, I did a 3-5. And that was really great with the kids that I had. I had a lot of athletes that was great running in space. So I really liked that. But traditionally for me, I've always went with an even front. As I continue to coach, especially on the high school level, guys, I would love to install like a 3-4 defense and really go against a lot of these these teams that really like to pass and like to pressure, even like in space and with flats and things of that nature. So yeah. All right, guys. So attacking defense. Do I prefer to have an attacking defense or a bend don't break defense, guys? Listen, I've done both, and hands down for me, right? Hands down for me, an attacking defense has always been um, the most effective for me, guys. You know, I've had bend don't break defenses, and if you're playing against teams that have really good running backs, all they need is a seam, you know, or all they need is a little space to do their move. And, you know, ideally, I would love a bend don't break defense, kind of like that Alabama defense where, you know, they can depend on their front four to really like, you know, plug up those gaps and really cause havoc. But you know, for me, I've had the most success with an attacking defense. You know, I'm always trying to send at least 5 or 6 guys at all times, and really 6, especially on the youth football level. On the high school level, I'll be doing some things a little different in terms of you know how many I'm sending. Because of course, for you guys, especially on the high school level, you know that you know passing spread, RPOs, things of that nature. It's really changing the game up a little bit. But on the youth football level, I'm attacking. On the defense, on the high school level, you know, I would love to have a bend don't break D if we have the right personnel. If we don't have the right personnel, I would stay with that attacking defense, guys. All right, number 8. You know, do I want 2 high safeties or do I want one single high safety? For me, guys, for the last few years, I've been going with single high. I've been going single high. Guys, I'm telling you, you know, on the high school level, though, 2 high, especially in our area. You know, in our area, teams love to run, you know, the spreads, and they love to run RPO action, and they love to run, you know, 3x1s and 2x2s and a lot of verticals and things of that nature. So, you know, it's good to have, you know, 2 high, you know, even 3 high sometimes, you know, guys. So on the high school level, I definitely would go 2 high. On the youth football level, what I like to do is go single high, and I'm gonna tell you why on this with this next question, guys. All right. Number 9, do I prefer man coverage over zone? All right, guys. For me, and this is something that I kind of take pride in. On the youth football level, I really take pride in because a lot of coaches teach their kids play man. I like to teach my kids to play zone. All right, and I would do the same thing on the high school level because zone has so many benefits, guys. Because it allows your kid to have support and not be on the island. When you got a kid that's playing, you know, let's say corner, and he's not as talented than that wide receiver that he's going against, you know, he's forced to play man. You know, many times I've seen things not go right in the eyes or in for that cornerback. So I love to play zone coverage. You know, I ran like a 6-2 defense on the youth level, and it was very effective for us because basically what I did, I always sent 6, but I had my linebackers, my middle linebackers, play a zone coverage. So if we knew it was going to be a pass, or even if I had my linebackers playing more of a QB spot, they was going to play zone until they see, you know, this where it's good to have high IQ linebackers. That probably should have been a question. You know, you want to have, you know, physical linebackers or high IQ linebackers. I like high IQ linebackers because if they're able to really see and dictate the field, they're able to either flow to the ball or drop back in zone. So I like to really train my linebackers to really be smart, read the quarterback, read the eyes of the quarterback, you know, key in on certain players, whether it's the running back, QB or whatever. And I like for them to play in a zone, guys. I love for them to play in the zone. And, you know, we've gotten, like this year, for example, my guys played in the zone. We got 6 interceptions this year in zone coverage. So that's where I'll probably be sticking to for a while, even up the high school level, guys. And then lastly here, guys, you know, this is kind of a fun one, you know. do I prefer a fundamental team or a talented team? And this was tough. I had to really, sit and think about this because, you know, talented teams have certain qualities that fundamental teams don't have. And fundamental teams have certain qualities that certain talented teams don't have. Um, you know, but if I had to choose between one of them, and it's still tough for me to even say this now, guys, as I'm talking to you, I would have to go, drum roll, guys, I'm gonna have to go with the most talented team. I'm gonna have to go with talent. And this is on this on both the youth football level and the high school level. Because to me, guys, if you are a good coach, and this is where good coaching comes into play. If you're a good coach, you know your players and you know what you're doing from a developmental standpoint, you can really develop this talent fundamentally to where they can execute. And their ceiling can be high, really high, guys. Now, a fundamental team, I'm a fundamentals coach. I'm a developmental coach. I'm all about teaching the fundamentals. I believe fundamentals win those tight games, guys. I truly believe that. But if you got a player who's not, let's say, a natural receiver or who can't naturally see the field when they're running the ball, yeah, I believe you can teach certain tangibles to where they develop. But I think it's easier to have a kid who can naturally see the field and who's instinctually quick, that you can train him to fundamentally know how to read or follow his blocks, read the field, how to properly hold the ball, things of that nature. You can teach a talented kid that, but there are certain things that, a kid that may not be as talented but fundamentally sound, it's certain things he can't do that this talented kid can do, And that's just my opinion, guys. That's just my opinion on that. So, it's tough because for me, guys, I love a fundamental team. I love a fundamental team because I feel like a fundamental team makes it easier for your talented guys to really do what they need to do, your playmakers, right? Do what they need to do. So, that's where I go, guys. So that's it with this video, guys. I would love to know what your coaching style is. Any of these questions kind of stand out. I love to hear, your opinion in the comments about, any of these questions or just the overall, coaching styles test, guys. What type of coach are you? I want to know, guys. I'm interested in knowing the type of coach you are, guys. For me, guys, I mean, if I had a genie and the genie, I had, he said I got 3 wishes. One of the wishes that I would have is I would love a power running, fundamentally sound team that has, two good wide receivers and a good tight end. That's what I would have. More kind of like in a sense, somewhat of like the Dallas Cowboys of the 90s when Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin and those guys, I love the Pittsburgh Steelers when Jerome Bettis was there, guys, Nebraska, come on, guys, Nebraska in the 80s, those type of teams I love, those hard-nosed, teams like even Tennessee Titans this year. I love those style teams, and so that's kind of what I would do, guys. So, guys, if you like this video, guys, do me a solid, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. We are doing a lot of things at Beast Out, you guys, and feel free to leave any more video recommendations in the comment section, guys. I love to make just more videos like this, guys, to just really expand your mind as a coach, because my job in Beast Out You is to help you win more games, score more points, and guys, have a championship caliber program. That's my goal, guys. So that being said, this is Coach 10 with another video. Remember, be great, have fun, and Beast Out. Peace.